going to be doing reverse operations to solve for the given variable, okay? So a mathematical statement that shows two expressions are equal, okay? The word is equal that you're going to put in that box right there. So a one-step equation, you determine which operation is being used in the equation, and you do the opposite or inverse operation, all right? So addition reverses subtraction, and subtraction reverses addition. So I usually like to draw that little wheel there to kind of talk about how they reverse each other. And then multiplication reverses division, and division reverses multiplication. So let's go ahead and do example 1. So if I have addition here, what operation is going to reverse addition in math? So addition reverses subtraction, subtraction reverses addition. So I'm going to subtract the 5 on both sides. So that's going to give me x equals, what's 6 minus 5? 1. Good. So x equals 1. And how you check your work for an equation is you can plug that x value back into your equation to get and see if your two sides of your equation are equal, right? All right, so let's try number 2. We have a negative 3 here. So what reverses subtraction in math? I'm sorry, what did you say? The chair was... addition. Good. Addition. So I add 3 on both sides, which gives me x equals 12. And over here we have, what operation is that when you have a bar like that? Division. So what reverses division? Multiplication. So I have to multiply both sides by 6, which gives me x equals 12.
All we're doing, right?
Yep.
I hate it.
Really? What operation is indicated in math when you have two numbers, or a number and a variable next to each other? Good, multiplication. So to reverse multiplication, I do division. Divide both sides by 4, which gives me x equals 3. Okay? So that's that. Anybody have any questions before we do two-step equations? All right. So for a two-step equation, you determine which operations... What? What? Hold on, what?
Explain.
What?
Explain.
I just went through explaining it.
Sorry.
Okay? You talking about this up here?
Yeah.
All right, so what this is saying is addition reverses subtraction, subtraction reverses addition. Multiplication reverses division, division reverses multiplication. Okay, so those two are always paired together. That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
So for the next part, determine which operations are being used in the equation. You always want to move the number not attached to the variable first. Very important. Then use the operation, the opposite operation, to get the variable by itself. So I just told you the two opposite pairs of operations. So over here, I need to get rid of the number that doesn't have a variable attached to it. So in that case, which one of those does not have a variable attached to it? Which number?
5.
Good, the 5. Is the 5 positive or negative?
Positive.
So what reverses a positive?
Negative.
A negative. So we need to subtract 5 on both sides. So go ahead and subtract 5 on both sides. So we get 2x is equal to 2. Now from here, what do we do? So this is multiplication, 2 times x. So how do I reverse multiplication?
2 times. Answer 1. X equals 1.
Yeah, you have to divide both sides. That's what I was looking
What?
for. The word divide.
Why do you have to divide multiplication?
You just did it in your head, right? It's 1.
So I thought you could just do, it was like 2x times
You did division in your head, you just didn't realize it. So over here, we need to get rid of the number that is not attached to the variable first. So Sean, what do you think? How do I reverse a negative 6?
You just flip it, or you could, hold on, say it again.
How do I reverse a negative 6? What operation reverses negative 6?
Addition.
Addition. So I add 6 to both sides. That gives me x over 3 is equal to 18. 18. So just remember, if you have addition, okay, you're going to use subtraction to reverse it, vice versa. If you have multiplication, you're going to use division to reverse it, okay? And vice versa with those. So from here, what operation is this represented by the fraction bar? Division. So how do we reverse division?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. I have to multiply both sides by 3. When I do that, it cancels out the 3 on the side that we're trying to get rid of it on, and that leaves me with x equals whatever 18 times 3 is, which is 54. So the idea here is if you took the 54 and you plugged the 54 back into the equation, 54 divided by 3 is 18. 18 minus 6 is 12. So you can always check your work by plugging your x value back into your equation, okay? Now what about number 7?
Wait,
Yeah, go ahead.
7 isn't on there,
Yes.
That's okay, you just fill it in on the board. Yeah, for some reason it printed weird and didn't print the question on there, so you have to write down the question for number 7 and 8. So for number 7, I have to get rid of the number that doesn't have the variable attached. Which number does not have the variable attached to it? The 3. Is the 3 positive or negative?
Positive.
So what reverses a positive?
Negative.
So I subtract 3 on both sides. That leaves me with 4x is equal to 24. Now this operation indicated by a number next to a variable is what?
Multiplication, so divide 4 on both sides.
Good. This is multiplication, so
The
it's
answer is 4.75.
no.
What? Hang on, down.
So x is equal to
4. Wait,
6.
6? How? Oh, I wrote it down as 22.
Oh, yeah, that would do it.
I was like, what the heck?
So now over here, we have to get rid of the number that is not attached to the variable first. What is that number that's not attached to the variable? Yep, and what's the sign of the 3?
Negative.
Good, so what do I do to reverse a negative?
Add 3 on both sides.
Good, we add 3 on both sides. That leaves me with 2/3 times x is equal to 4. Now this one is what throws people off. This is a fraction, right? So the way I want you to think about it is, take the numerator of the fraction, the top, and put it with your variable, and then put the denominator underneath it. Okay, that's a trick. Now we have division, okay? So what reverses division?
Multiplication.
So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3, which gets rid of your denominator. This cancels out, and I'm left with 2x is equal to, what's 4 times 3?
12.
Good. Now what operation is indicated here with 2 times, it's 2
Division.
times x, right?
Multiplication and
Maybe
division.
6
Division.
or
Yeah, the answer would be 6 because you would divide both sides by
2.
the 2,
Well,
right?
yeah.
So x would be equal to 6.
Okay.
So anytime you have a fraction like this, bring your variable up to the numerator, so then you have 2 separate things that you can work with, okay? Alright, so I'm going to stop so we're going to do our worksheet.